about wanting to have you talk about command and control leadership, because when we think of that style of leadership in military, we assume that the two are like, that's how it still is. And I have heard from some of my military friends that a lot of the branches of the military are moving away from that because it's just not as effective. So what would you say to organizations that are still leveraging this command and control type of leadership style, and hanging on to it for dear life? What would you advise them on?
I mean, this is to me at least an easy one. That is, get away from it as fast as you can. The reality is there are very few instances in which in a command and control, what the reality is where you have to have high standardization, right? Because your outcome, if you have a very precise outcome you need to achieve, then I understand that you want to maintain tight constraints, and there's there's not very fluid at all. Got that. That is a very tiny percentage of how we operate on a given day, no matter what we do. The reality is distributed leadership is where it's at. Distributed leadership in the form, what I mean by that is a more empowering, engaging type of leadership where what you want is people want to know that they are trusted. You know that from all the engagement studies. We've been looking at the best workplace for decades. For 26 years, they keep coming back to the number one thing is trust. And the way you communicate trust is you involve people in the process of getting the job done. You trust them enough to be able to move out and do the part that you've hired them to do. So, as leaders, our job is to make sure people are properly equipped to do their mission, right? That they sufficiently understand what it is you expect of them. We give them routine updates along the way. We call that feedback, supposedly, right? And that goes back to communication again. And then we just communicate on a regular basis about if things are changing. And that's what people want. They want an environment where they know that they can operate with some level of autonomy.